so much stuff. I brought out my whole closet for today's video. Welcome back. I'm Melissa. If you're just joining me here, welcome. I'm bringing you guys a Hoya repotting day today. I have a lot of Hoyas. I probably have like over 25 Hoyas, probably closer to 30 in my collection. And a lot of them need to be repotted. So many. I tend to neglect my Hoyas. I feel bad for that, but I feel like sometimes they thrive on neglect. I let them get extremely root bound, or I just kind of like sit and forget them type of thing, and they just thrive. Like this one, I have an old Hoya care video on my channel that I did last summer sometime, and I remember saying in that video, I am going to repot this soon, or I really need to repot this. This thing is in the same container. I have not done anything with it. So we are going to take care of some Hoyas today. I'll probably break this up into a couple Hoya videos. So this will be part one, just because I have so many and I don't want these videos to be super long. So we'll see how it goes. I'll probably at least do 3 or 4 in today's video. Fred is coming. Let me show you guys Fred real quick. Fred is our pet goose that hangs out with us. Hi, you coming to say hello? Hi, Fred. Hi. Hi, cutie. What you doing? Did you hear me out here talking? Hi, Fred. Hi, buddies. You're so cute. Okay, I got totally distracted by Fred for a minute. I have no idea what I was talking about. I know I was talking about neglecting my Hoyas and having a lot to repot. So let's just jump straight into the video. I have my first one that I'm going to be repotting. This is my Hoya Obovata Splash, and it's so cute. This one has the round leaves like that. I actually grew this one from a cutting. It actually has, I think, 3 of the original leaves left. I think this one is a pretty cool Hoya, and I'm excited that it has its first little peduncle. Let me scoot you guys a little bit closer so you can see this a little bit more. Okay, that's better. You can see me a little bit more up close. So it has its first little peduncle here. I don't know if you're going to be able to make that out right here, where my hand is, right there, which is so exciting. This one has not bloomed for me, and it has lots of little roots all along the stem, little air roots, so it makes it really easy to propagate. I have a new leaf coming in here, as well as here up top I have some new leaves. So since this one is just one long vine, I actually have a trellis I'm going to be using. I get these off Amazon and they're perfect for Hoyas. I have these circle ones and the heart-shaped ones. I think they're like 10 bucks for a 2-pack. They're pretty inexpensive, and I've had this one for like 2 years and it hasn't faded. It hasn't done anything. It has little grippers on the bottom. I haven't noticed any rusting or anything. So I love these. I can link these down below. And I thought the circle one, it would be perfect because of this one having the circle leaves. So I might have to go get a bigger pot, because I feel like that's going to be, the trellis fits in these 4 inches, but I'm worried that this one is going to be a little bit too small. Most of the time I'll repot based off the root system and not off the, you know, how big the leaves and stuff are, or how many. So it all depends on what the root system looks like. So I know he's been in here a good, probably close to 2 years. I feel like I got this Hoya in at least in 2021, I believe, is when I went into my Hoya craze. I got like a bunch of cuttings and stuff locally, and a lot of my Hoyas actually have started from cuttings. So yeah, I'm going to slightly upsize this one and add this cute little trellis. I also have these clips. I will link to like all my Hoya supplies. I have butterfly clips, which are really cute, and then I have the brown little orchid clips. I like the brown ones because they're more concealed and they're smaller. So when you clip the vine to the trellis, you don't notice them as much, but I like to spruce it up and add a couple cute butterfly clips. There's like ladybugs, all kinds of cute designs that you can get off Amazon. I think this pack of 30 again was like probably not even 10 bucks, pretty inexpensive. So they're so cute. I love all the cute little clips that you can buy. I'm gonna add some of my slow release in here because I have not fertilized this Hoya yet. And I'm gonna also be spraying with Orchid Mist. I use this in addition to slow release. I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon. I haven't used this as much, but I wanna get started again. This is a fresh new bottle that I haven't used yet. And I'm gonna be watering in some Superthrive. In the summer, I don't necessarily use this as often like I would during winter if I'm repotting, because plants tend to stress less in the growing season, but I still use Superthrive all the time. I try to use it with every repotting that I do. And I also have my solution of Castile soap, water, and neem oil. No certain ratio for this, guys. I just dump a few drops in here with water and mix it up. And then I'm gonna use this to clean the leaves because, again, you know, I've had flat mites, and just in case there's any pests that I don't know about, I'm just going to wipe the leaves off. I'm really excited. I have some of my favorite Hoyas in my collection I'm gonna be upsizing today because I just wanted to do some like cute upsizes or repots. I feel like this year I really want to just give my collection a thorough care and repot, like take each plant, make sure it's fertilized, make sure it's been repotted if it needs it, and just like clean the leaves, make sure that it's healthy and growing. I want to get some like updated photos of just the plants, and I want to like update all of my photos I have of it on my phone into like a separate folder so that I can easily find them. There's so much that I want to do with my plants this summer, so I'm looking forward to it all. I'm going to try and get my repotting done in the next couple months. We'll see. I'm going to have to do it as like who needs it the most to like who needs it the least. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this plant out of here. That root system. Oh no, did I just break a leaf off? No! You know what? I think that was an older leaf anyway. That was one of the older leaves. My bad. Whoops. You know, sometimes older leaves, it's just time for them to go. This is really rooted in here. Maybe that's why it's blooming, because it's stressed. It's like, get me out of this tiny little pot. Noon noon? Noon noon? Noon noon? You okay? Oh, baby girl? Yeah? I really want Luna to get better. She was having some limping again, some lameness the past couple days, which got me really sad, thinking like, I hope she's not. I just want her to get better. I don't want her to go back to feeling how she was. Ooh, we're breaking some roots here. I just broke a lot of roots, but that is okay. I'm glad I came outside today. I was gonna repot in my plant room, but it's such a beautiful day and it's gonna be storming all day tomorrow, so. Oh, this leaf came off too. That's okay, they're the older bottom leaves. Yeah, this soil is so compacted and dry. I hate repotting stressed plants, like underwatered plants. I try to repot them when they're not thirsty. This plant is very thirsty when I usually water Hoyas when they get a little wrinkly. Like you can do the taco test and you can see wrinkles. So that's when I know they're thirsty, especially the ones that have thicker leaves. I tend to let them go a little bit more dry. But I'm trying to be better about like not stressing my Hoyas, I guess. I can go like weeks and weeks without watering my Hoyas. Okay, I'm not gonna like go ham and try and get off all this soil because I don't want to like damage the roots anymore. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna use the 4-inch. and let it just grow in here, and then I will upsize it. Hoyas like to be root bound in my experience. So I try not to go up too large if I don't have to. And the mix I'm using right here is just my normal chunky mix that I use. I can link my chunky mix video and soil mixes down below. The video I made a while ago, but it's pretty much the same. The only thing that I add differently now is within like the past month, I've added some leca to it, leca balls, because I like the consistency it gives and the extra aeration component, as well as like the moisture retention. I usually make it different every time. It really just depends. I just kind of eyeball it. I'm not particular on ratios. Hoyas prefer to have an aerated mix, you know, because a lot of them are epiphytes. So, you know, having an aerated mix for those plants is perfect. I bet this Hoya, a lot of my Hoyas that I'm going to repot, I don't think I've fertilized in a while, so I know this plant is really going to appreciate it. I'm wondering if I should go up to a 5-inch. I feel like this trellis in here is going to make this really wobbly. Let's see. That looks so cute on the trellis though. I think I'm gonna go get a 5-inch because I feel like this one is not going to live in here very long, and I'd rather, yeah, I feel like it's gonna dry out pretty quickly. So I went ahead and switched it to a 5-inch and filled up to the top. It's definitely bigger than what I wanted, but I feel like it'll be able to stay in this pot for probably at least 2 years, I imagine. And I did add just a tiny bit more fertilizer. So we're gonna take our orchid clips and let's see. I think I'm just going to attach it to one side of the trellis and then just clip the vine to it. In a few spots, and then let's do a butterfly clip up top where the cute little peduncle is, right here, the little bloom. It's gonna be so cute once that blooms. It's like sticking straight up in the air now. It's adorable. I don't have any good pots though that are like, that'll fit a 5-inch very well. So I have all these saucer trays. So I'll probably just leave it like that on my plant shelf. I'll have to like find some. I'm gonna go ahead and water this in and clean the leaves. This is just mosquito dunk soaked rainwater. And since it is in such a large pot, I won't have to repot this, or I won't have to water this one for a while. Usually in the summer, it depends on like my plant room. I would say I'm probably watering once a week, if that. It depends on the Hoya. Some of them I'm not watering for like every 2 to 3 weeks. Just giving these leaves a little wipe down. I've been wanting to buy more plants, you guys, I know. So I just bought 2 at a big box store recently. I bought a Alocasia sinuata, which is the Quilted Dreams Alocasia. And I bought a little Tenanthe Burl-Marxi. I've been wanting a ficus, what's the new ficus called? A ficus, I can't think of it right now. I want that one. I don't know, I sort of want some more like silvery blue Hoyas. It's nice having some plants that don't require a lot of care. Like Hoyas, I feel like I can just go a while and they don't get like huge right away. Like this Hoya, again, is probably like 3 years, almost 3 years old, or 2 years old. This is so cute. I love how that looks now. I just think this is just adorable. And I'm also going to give a little misty with this. And this is just bloom fertilizer basically to help encourage blooming. It's a new bottle. Just give a little spritz and it just soaks in through the leaves like that. All right, I'm gonna let this one kind of soak up the rest of that water, and then I'm gonna go grab the next Hoya. The next Hoya is probably my favorite Hoya in my collection. It's my Polyneura. I just love it. Number one, I think it's just such a cool leaf shape. I love the name. I love that it's nicknamed the fishtail Hoya. And it's special to me because, again, I grew this one from a cutting, and I just think it's so beautiful. I do want the, I think it's the brochet or something. There's like a variegated version that I want, and I might have to get it because I think that one is beautiful. So this one I grew from a cutting. I have 2 pots. I'm trying to decide which one to do. And look how much it's grown, you guys. So this plant is 1 node right here in the center. And it has shot out all of these vines on its own. It's grown and multiplied. This one up here is the newest one. And so it has this one over here, this one in the front, this one, this one, and this one. So it has 5 vines that has started from like a 2 leaf prop. It's just crazy how much this has grown. This one it hasn't bloomed for me, but it does have peduncles on a couple vines on the back side. They're very, very tiny. And they haven't like pushed out or anything. They've kind of looked like this for a while. So I think I've been letting it get a little dry. This one has been in my window, so it gets bright sun. And in this little pot, it's been in this thing for a while. So it dries out quite often, which I feel like is stressing this one a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and upsize it. A couple of these leaves have like some splashiness on them, and I think they're so pretty. I'm gonna let this one trail. I'm not letting it climb or anything because I just think it's so beautiful the way that it's trailing like this and just like hanging from my window in that pot is just so pretty. So I have 2 sizes. These ones are a little bit smaller than my 5-inch because it's hanging in a basket and it's pretty shallow. Like I have a nursery pot sitting in the hanging basket, and this one is a pretty small pot. So I'm trying to decide if I should just go up that much or if I should go up quite a bit on that. This one is just going to be so easy. I'm literally just going to do just a quick upsize. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I feel like this one's going to fit better in that pot, but again, like the lip on this, not counting the lip, this is pretty much the same size. So let's do the bigger one and just save me from having to repot so quickly again. It looks like I added some slow release on top of this one, but I'm gonna add some more in here. And this one, I'm not gonna break up the roots because, I mean, the soil's fine. I feel like it's been in here since probably last year sometime. And it's my mix, so I'm not always big on like breaking roots apart. I just feel like it just adds unnecessary stress. I think I filled that up too full. Let's see. There, that is perfect. And then we'll just fill up around. This one is going to be so much happier. If you want your Hoyas to bloom, yeah, you need to fertilize. I mean, you could get a fertilizer higher in phosphorus, you know, to promote more blooming. But honestly, just give them really high light and some time and they'll bloom for you. As long as you're fertilizing and they're getting nutrients, I feel like blooms just kind of come with time and just really good light. Hoyas love light. Hoyas actually really love humidity too. Like if you have a greenhouse cabinet, Hoyas love it. They love that environment. I was going to actually propagate this Hoya, but it's multiplying on its own, so I don't want to like prop it or anything. I want it to keep growing really long and beautiful, and I feel like it's just going to keep multiplying. I don't know if you guys can hear all that wind. It is so windy today. I think it's storming like out in the Midwest or kind of like central part of the country. So I think some of those storms we're getting tomorrow here. It's definitely very windy today. I just think this Hoya is absolutely beautiful. If you don't have a Polyneura, I definitely recommend. This one has a thinner leaf to it, so it's, in my experience, this one, because it gets a lot of light, it's definitely more of a thirsty Hoya. You can always kind of tell by how thin the leaf is. You can't always do like the taco test on some Hoyas, so it depends on the Hoya, but this one definitely loves its water. Oh, whoopsies, bent a leaf off. Had a couple crystals sitting on top. So let's spray the leaves. I honestly don't remember the last time I cleaned the leaves on this Hoya. I need to order more beneficial mites because I'm worried about thrips, but part of me is not like, I haven't been happy with the last round. I tried a new kind, but I put like 10 packets on my micans that I have trailing in my dining area, and there's still spider mites on it. So I'm gonna have to like take that one and like treat it really well, because those spider mites have been on that micans for a while. I don't know, and they're getting like so expensive. Like I probably spent $80 with shipping on the last round because I ordered 100. I don't know, part of me feels like if I just keep my leaf cleaning up, like if I do better about cleaning my leaves, I won't have as much of a pest problem. I just feel like I have to keep them clean now. Because that was the problem I was having with them. I didn't want to clean my leaves because I was worried about me accidentally like harming them. I wanted them to stay on my plants for as long as possible, but then I'm like, I'm also not cleaning my plant leaves, and that's not good. Let's give this a little fresh fertilizer. It's gonna be growing in no time. All right, another one done. This one was so easy. I have a cat behind me now. I have Star here. I'm trying not to sit on her. Hey, cutie. Next Hoya that I'm going to be repotting today, or upsizing, is my Hoya Australis Lisa. This one is very beautiful. This one I've had in my collection for a little while, and there's two separate vines in here growing, and it's lost a couple leaves, I think, just from probably like a light/water issue. And it's growing like, I feel like this one's a little bit of a slower grower for me, but it's beautiful. I really love this one. I love all the colors. It's been in this kind of ceramic pot for a while. Again, you're noticing a trend with a lot of my Hoyas. They're in very small pots. So it's time for an upsize. I'm thinking about doing this one in this pot. I feel like that one, it's not much of an upsize, but I don't want to put all these in like 5-inch pots, I don't think. And because it's leaning a bit, it's a little wobbly. I don't have any more trellises available. I'm trying to see who's mowing their lawn. I don't see anyone. Maybe the sound is just traveling. I have these acrylic stakes. I get these off Amazon. This is 12 inches and I think I have 15-inch height clear ones. I love the clear ones because again, they're kind of like invisible. Let's see, I'm going to try and gently lift this one out of here. I consider the Hoya Australis Lisa to be a little bit more of a not too thirsty. I feel like it has a little bit of a thinner leaf, so I water this one more often than some of my other Hoyas. That was so loud, you guys. The mowers, I think they're finally done. Our neighbors decided to have someone come mow their lawn. This one is so cute. So I added a couple like butterfly clips, the orange ones in the middle. And I added that stake there, wiped the leaves, gave it a fresh fertilizer. This one wasn't too root bound, so I didn't go up too large on this one. I feel like this is the perfect pot size for this plant, and I feel like it can stay in this pot for a while. And it can just climb up this one for now, and then I'll eventually get probably some sort of cute trellis for this one. But I really like it. I think it's so cute. Love this one. So I think I'm gonna do one more Hoya for this video, and then we will do a Hoya video day part 2 another day. Last Hoya that we are going to do today is my Linearis. This one is probably my second favorite Hoya in my collection. I just love this one. I grew this one from one strand too, so it's like pretty much multiplied on its own. I did prop this once, and I have a couple vines growing in up top. You can kind of see some little like bunny ear action. And I actually have a strand in Fluval that I'm gonna add in here, probably to like the back side. I just think this Hoya is so pretty. I love the like feel and the look to it. I thought I was getting peduncles. They're like very, very tiny little strands popping out, but they just don't seem to grow or do anything. So hopefully after a repot, it'll maybe grow some blooms. I don't know if this one really needs a repot. I feel like it's not super root bound, but I'm gonna go ahead and upsize it, I think, just to upsize this one. That way I don't have to worry about it and it'll be good for a while. And I can just focus on growing. This one is a thirsty Hoya. I had it in my window and it was drying out really, really fast. So I moved it away from my window, and that's when it started doing like more growth up top. So I think it's appreciated. It loved the light, don't get me wrong. All my Hoyas love the light in that window. But I think for this size pot, and then by the time I was able to water it, it just got kind of stressed out. So I'm going to add some here in the bottom. And for the cutting in Fluval, this one has been in here a while. It's pretty rooted. You can actually see some roots there coming out of the bottom. Are they coming back? So I'm just kind of squeezing and lifting up the prop in Fluval. It's pretty rooted in here, like I can tell. Yeah, that entire clump is roots. So I'm just gonna squeeze and shake off some of this fluval. If you want to prop Hoyas, perlite is great too, but I honestly, Fluval is just so amazing. Look at all of those Fluval roots. Do you see all that? That is amazing. So I'm going to add this prop in here. It's very messy, but it wipes right off as long as you kind of, you know, wipe it right away. And then for our main vessel, I'm just going to squeeze to gently lift up. And again, I'm not disturbing the root system on this one. So we are going to add that one right in the center. And the little cutting here will grow on the side of it. I think that was a good decision to go up to a 5-inch. So after I water these Hoyas today, I won't have to water them probably for a couple weeks, especially since I did like quite a bit of an upsize. And the little cutting should be fine. It has plenty of roots, so I'm not worried. If some of the roots dry up by me not keeping the soil, that part a little bit more moist, it'll be okay. It has enough roots that it's not going to, the little cutting won't shrivel up. I think that's the biggest thing sometimes with props is just making sure you have plenty of roots, because if your props dry up, then they're not going to make it if there's no root system. And if you have just a tiny bit of roots, then, I mean, you're better off just letting them root for a while and then potting them up. I had the cutest little container, or the pot for this one, which I'm not going to be able to use, which is really sad. I'm going to have to find a new pot for it. All of my cute 4-inch pots are not being used anymore because all of my plants are getting too big for 4 inches now. And again, this is a Hoya that I don't clean because the leaves are so thin, but I'm going to just spray it and just kind of let it air dry out here. I have the other ones air drying over here so that the wind and stuff is just drying the leaves off. It is so cute and long. I can't wait for this one to get even like full and fluffy. I have like all the strands around front, but I want like an entire pot long. I want like the backside and everything to fill out. It's done amazing since I first started this plant. You guys, it's grown so much. I'm very happy with the progress, and yeah, I'm excited for it to grow more. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned. I'm gonna do part 2 for Hoyas. I wanna take care of the big box store ones and the Costa Farms because those haven't been repotted at all. So I'll have to remove a good chunk of that soil away. And I have a lot of others that I need to repot. And then stay tuned for another random repots video because I'm gonna do another one of those soon. I have a few like random plants I wanna take care of, and Anthurium day. I'm gonna have a couple Anthurium days too. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys later.